Welcome, everybody, to Leo's Corner, where we still sipping, we still sitting in, we still talking, just shit. I am Leo, and of course, as always, with me, my boy Joey.
Hey y'all. Hey y'all.
All right, so me and Joey just finished doing a review to a very lame ass movie. It
Yep.
is literally one of our. I believe this might be in the top five of low ranking films that we had ever watched.
I would think so, yeah. This is
Because usually we don't rank like anything under a four or three. It's very rare. But yeah, this hit the two mark. It's in the twos. One's a little higher than the other one, but yeah. And usually I'm the one who ranks higher. And no, this is not what we wanted. And
this
my
is what
liver hates me right now. I'll be honest. I've yeah, I've been drinking 3 days straight nonstop. So today we're gonna finish off our Ramones list. Uh, Bronze Age, which it's it's pretty much the '90s, and it's only 3 albums long. Again, it's like start off with three, have an amazing discography in the middle, and then and with technically two.
yeah, because
One's a cover album.
yeah, one's a cover album, and if you ask me, that is their worst album. Because again, whenever it's just covers, it kind of like takes away some. But the bands do it. Um, I will say this about their last three albums. You can you can kind of get the sense that this is a band that needs to like kind of split up. They're at the end. The songs aren't quite there anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like what many people, I mean, if you're a Ramones fan, you should know this. Uh, Joey and Johnny hated each other.
Yeah.
Like it's very weird to actually think like, you know how you have that one coworker that you just despise with a passion. You can't stand them for 8 hours in a day. These guys were around each other. I mean, think about it, you're touring with them, and when the Ramones started, they just pretty much nonstop toured.
Yeah.
So literally, like they weren't just around each other 8 hours a day. They were practically together for 20 years. And that, I mean, that's dedication, to be honest.
Well, it's
Yeah.
hard that you keep with it, you know? But
Yeah, but I mean, usually like it's always weird. Like, I mean, on the last three albums, you can start seeing it. Like, they're not as a cohesive unit anymore
yeah.
as they shown in the last couple albums. Of course, Joey Dee Dee had left the band by this point, and couldn't stand Johnny anymore. Everybody just seems to have a problem with Johnny. But hey, that's politics that happen in the background. I know nothing of it. Not hating.
Oh, yeah.
So with that being said, Joey, what you got?
Okay, so kicking off the part three of our top 10, I'll go with my number five choice. It's from Mondo Bizarro, and it's the very first song, Censorship. Censorship was it like a bunch of bands around this time were like writing these type of like anti PMRC songs, where they were kind of like, 'cause, like the industry thought that having like a sticker on your album meant that it wasn't going to be selling. That that became untrue. It was like popular to make CDs with like the sticker on it. But yeah, so it's just that it's like it's a bit generic Ramon sounding, but I kind of like it. I like it. It's something.
Yeah, I'll be honest. This was my easiest list to make. It's and at this point, it's like you're right. It's a lot of the music is generic at this point. It's
Yeah.
so all right. My number five is "Tomorrow She Goes Away" from Mondo Bizarro. Its reasons on there is because it is not so generic.
That is true.
So it kind of sticks out. So I like that. And actually,
Yes.
that's kind of like how my songs kind of go from here. Like they're the songs that don't really stick out. Like at this point, I mean, I'll be honest. Like touring, it sounds like what song was it? It is
It,
literally it's just a rip off of their own song.
yeah, it's that was like I know that one of my brothers like would like mock that song saying this is like when like the band just kind of gives up and they write touring. It's like touring. It's never boring. Touring. Yeah, it's rip off of like is it Sheena? Wait, maybe. Yeah, but it's yeah. So it's but one of that's arguably probably their worst song ever. No offense. Um, but my number four is Leo's number five. It's the exact same song. Tomorrow he goes away again for the same reason. Like it does kind of have like this cool little like I guess riff thing that's like kind of good. You know, it's cool. I like the chorus is is catchy as they always do.
Mm. All right. So my next one's also from Mondo Bizarro. It's Strength to Endure.
Okay, I was about to put that as like my number five, but I was like, nah.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like the same thing. It's just feels a little different. It's and that's actually going to be the main reason for all my. I'm just not gonna flat out and say it. That's really, but I do like the lyrics. It gives me like 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 I can make it through the day type of
Yeah,
feel.
and like I always like CJ's vocals. Yeah,
Hmm.
'cause he becomes like the co-vocalist at this point, so
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. My number three is I believe the leadoff single from their final album, Adios Amigos. It is I Don't Want to Grow Up. Uh, it's a cool one.
Isn't it
I
a
like,
cover?
huh?
It's a cover, right?
I think it is. I think it is. Wait, may, maybe it's not. I don't remember. But yeah, it's a good song. Uh, it has some like good lyrics about not wanting to like grow up. But of course, it's kind of weird because they're like almost 50. They're singing about not like growing up, so it's kind of like immaturish, but I like it.
It works.
Yeah. You got next.
My number three is She Talks to Rainbows from Adios Amigos.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good ear warmer. Like
Yeah.
once it kind of comes on, it like I feel like it gets stuck in my head. It kind of like uh your number three. It'll if it plays in the background, I'm like it'll like damn it. Now it's gonna be in my head till I find something else
Yeah.
to drown it out. So yeah.
Um, my number two, I think is probably like maybe my more interesting choice, I guess. But I just love this song. Now these like top top two songs, I do like really love. Uh, the other three are just good songs, but borderline great. But like these are like really good. Uh, it is the Crusher. I'm the Crusher, king of. It's so good. I love CJ's vocals in like the verse. I love like the muted. I love it. And then Joey sings the
The chorus.
and he says crusher. I'm not saying crusher really, but
King of the Ring and the Crusher.
But yeah,
Um,
it's great. I love how it sounds too, like production wise. So it's pretty good.
mm. All right. My number two is Joey's number two.
Oh really?
Yeah. Honestly, like I remember one time it was you, me, and Vincent were talking about like what would be like our WWE entrances if we had one, and I went with the Addicts, but things have to change sometimes. So like I would literally come out to the Crusher by the Ramones. Like it's fun. I like
Yeah.
that. It's like full of energy and it's fun. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons why. And like I know we've mentioned how like a lot of these last songs are kind of like generic, but this one's like really fast. Like the chorus just goes like really quick, and
Yeah.
it's catchy and it's fun.
It is. I like it. But
So we both know our number one.
yeah, we we have like what we got like three or four of the same songs. um,
Three, three on this one.
yeah. But yeah, so like the number one, I think is kind of like I guess an obvious number one. It's it's Poison Heart. Uh,
Hmm.
it's like that's the big standout track, and that that song almost sounds like it should have been on like Brain Drain or something, but like before '92. Um, but yeah, it's just a great song. I love it. I love the lyrics. I love how like Joey sings it. I love all like the guitar overdubs and stuff like that. That was great. It's a great song.
No, yeah, dude. Like I also like the music video.
Yeah.
I know Dee Dee still wrote like a lot of the Ramones later songs,
Yeah.
but this was actually one I'm glad he let them keep. You know,
Yeah.
it's done it's done right. It's it's man, hell, it like came out also on the Pet Cemetery 2 soundtrack.
Oh wait, yeah, it was in that movie.
Yeah, it was. Like you watch hell, both are number one picks for the two generations have to do with the Pet Cemetery movies. But yeah, I remember just sitting back and at the end of Pet Cemetery, and I'm like, shit, this sounds like the Ramones. This is so good. And then go figure out it's the fucking Ramones. I was all like, I was a kid at the time, so I didn't know no better. But it's it's one of those things where I and now I like want to talk about like in general, like we've mentioned our favorites on everything. So I just want to really just go out and say that there's a lot of punk bands out there, and sadly
Oh,
enough, a lot of them are very generic.
oh
Like
yeah,
they either have that vocalist with the very raspy voice, or everybody tries to sound like either from a New York, like a New York hardcore band, or like a California skate punk band.
yeah,
I can see why Fat Mike gets a little mad about that. Know what I mean? But it's something about the Ramones when the songs come on, you know it's the Ramones. Joey's distinct vocals, like it's, and even like just when you just hear the music, it's like it doesn't even take that long. You just listen to it. You can do a blind listen in like 2 or 3 notes, and you're like, this is a fucking Ramones song.
yeah,
Like it's such a given. But like I hear other punk bands, and at some point, it's kind of like when you hear grunge. Like there's a point where everybody just sounds like fucking Nickelback and Breaking Benjamin. You know what I mean?
and like that's same with like thrash metal too. It's the same thing. There is this all so many bands sound exactly the same. They don't stand out. They don't have their own trademark.
Yeah,
Uh, and I like mini bands that sound generic that don't
same.
really have their own instinctive sound. Um, but yeah, it's sometimes good to have those bands like that.
Yeah, but it's better to have the Ramones.
Oh yeah,
But with that being said, Ramones gave us what 26 years worth of amazing music.
yeah,
So I mean,
that's pretty good.
that's pretty. So
It's especially for like the early punk rock bands. They generally don't. They didn't make it. There's you got the Damned and like the Addicts, but everyone else broke up within like a few years.